Why I chose, important word, chose to stop trying to be right. Now, there's a part of us as humans who wants to know that we're on the right path. That's a given, right? But what about if we're always on the right path? There's no such thing as a wrong step, because anything which is out of resonance with who we are supposed to be will be brought back into resonance through a series of events. That could be events that we consciously align to, or events that we get dragged through, experiences that we would rather didn't happen. When I talk about being right, I'm actually speaking on correcting others, or justifying the words that I speak, the actions that I take. Facebook is a funny old game, and it's a good metric, it's a good measuring device to see how far you've come. If you can look at it relative to how you use Facebook, for example, or social media. When I started speaking about truth, right? My own personal truth that came to me, that when we become awake or aware to certain things, to the illusion, we want other people to see it the way that we do. The world, that is, right? Because we want to be on the good team. We want to be correct. We want to be of the understanding that we are doing good. We notice evil, we immediately shy away from it. We want to put it in other, the category of other, in a box, and stay in our good box. But that wanting to shun, to negate, to deny evil is what keeps us evil. Glossing over of certain parts of us, parts of the world, is ignorance. But here's where it gets interesting, because it's also ignorant to try and superimpose your version of reality immediately onto the lens of another and tell them this is this now. So on Facebook, I have been many different types of human. In the period where I sought validation and a sense of belonging and acceptance from others, I spent a lot of time seeking attention. I spent a lot of time in countless fruitless debates. Just two units of consciousness shouting no at each other, getting bored. I suspect it is only our responsibility to answer questions that are actually being asked. Because when somebody asks you a question, they're acknowledging that you might have the information that they require. But Facebook, in and of itself, is just a giant imprint. We put our reality out there, trying to get others to agree, or just as an act of expression. And we might receive opposition to what we post. And if somebody questions what you're saying, well, it's like, oh, okay, you didn't hear me properly. Well, let me explain it differently. But then that doesn't stick either, because for somebody to comment with information that they find contrary is for them to say, my understanding is different. Your original point is invalid. A lot of good work has happened on Facebook. For me, it's been very therapeutic, very healing, cathartic, an outlet of expression. But I only want to teach people who actively want to be taught. And maybe that does happen through my Facebook account, that vessel, portal, whatever you want to call it, channel. Maybe I don't see the impact that it actually has. But I'm really feeling the need to be translating that into the real world. Facebook has almost been an escape for me at times. Not almost. Facebook has been the real world sometimes, when the world out here has got too real. Facebook now for me is more an outlet for prayer and sharing my artwork and making people laugh. But I stand on everything that I post through Facebook. Doesn't matter how small or silly or big, exaggerated. It is just an authentic means of sharing my truth, the world that I see. I used to feel a certain amount of rush, like, well, the way I see the world is the correct way. The way I see the future is the correct way, so everybody needs to get on board with me quickly, right? The concept of time is the biggest excuse we've created as humans. They say time heals all wounds, but it's not time that heals all wounds, it's attention. Sure, it can take time to cultivate a process where our attention is fully ours and where our intention is solely to investigate the pain, the patterns, the history. I'm feeling very peaceful right now, to the degree that nothing can disturb my peace. Well, that is the culmination of a very intentional process. Ego death more than once, over and over, dying to self. So that I can be an emissary of peace, of God's love, without trying to be my God in someone else's garden, so that I can be our God wherever I go. And God doesn't make mistakes. So anybody that is outside of me, who is alive, is living in exactly the way that they should be living. The evolution of consciousness in an individual is a very unique organic process. And now I'm starting to grasp the understanding that it's not words that changes people. It's energy. Okay, the energy behind words, but for me, I just want to be somebody who teaches flawlessly and effortlessly without opening my mouth. To just feel and transmit peace. Like somebody, as an example, I'm sitting down, drinking a cup of tea with somebody, and they want to speak about somebody else's business. I could exert energy and effort pointing out where they are going wrong, or I could recline further into myself. I could focus on my breathing and just send out love. Which will be ignoring somebody and attending to them at the same time without moving a muscle. So, I don't want to be right in this life. I just want to be peaceful and at ease. So that's what I choose.